So, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, this video is going to be a bit of a preliminary to the church route, rather than going into the actual route itself. But one thing that I didn't point out last time I was here, yeah, there's quite a lot of cutscenes that I don't have unlocked just yet. And yeah, Dimitri's ending's all the way down there. From what I've heard, the Crimson Flower route does not have a lot of full cutscenes, so most of these would be from the Deer and Church routes. But before I started this, I thought I may as well show this movie again, because I feel like it'll be particularly relevant to this storyline. Okay, so the Empire existed at the time. I wonder what those are. Heroes relics doing something, maybe?
Ladies.
Okay, so she has the hair color to indicate that she's fused with Sothis at this point, I think. I think she's using the shield from, from the tomb that we got on that route from a paralog. I think that's the Sword of Seros as well, which Edelgard had.
Tell me, Nemesis, do you recall the Red Canyon? You'll die in it! Die! Die! You took everything that I loved! He's gone now, Mother.
And we already know that part. So, yeah, we now know that that's Rhea, so the dragon wing headdress makes more sense. We still don't know what happened with the Red Canyon, though. Also, now it makes sense why Rhea teaches brawling. And something else that I just realized as well, that I think other people pointed out, is that the specialties of Enlightened One are everything that Rhea can tutor you in, I think. So that's another clue. Okay, so here I am during Chapter 11 of the Black Eagles route. And I've already spent all my activity points. What I'm gonna do here is talk to Edelgard right now, because this is kind of important. Now, technically speaking, if I want the church route, I don't have to do this, but I want to show this anyway, just to give the full experience. I'll warn you though, this is not blind. I have actually seen this scene, like, on my own time. So, anyway, there's another reason why I want to show this too.
Professor, will you join me? There's something I must do. It will take a few days, but I promise we'll be back in time for the ceremony at the Holy Tomb.
So when she says it will take a few days, she means it. Don't do this unless you've spent all your activity points, because doing this does end the free day.
It's meant to be a secret, but I'm going to Enbar, the Imperial capital. There is something I must do there.
So the game gives you this huge warning with this heartbeat in the soundtrack. It's kind of lying to you right now. This is not the point where the Black Eagle's route diverges. All this does is unlock the divergence point later. If you don't see this scene, you have to do the church route. So seeing this scene, which also requires you to have seen Edelgard's C+ support, is required to unlock the option to go with the Crimson Flower route. But I may as well show this anyway. So, even though it does ask you, are you certain about this decision, saying this will not lock you into Edelgard's path.
Thank you, my teacher. Father, forgive me for asking this of you. I know how much pain you're in, how the burden of the throne weighs heavily on you. And so...
There is no need to apologize, Edelgard. You must know that I do not have much time left in this world. The time has come.
Thank you, Father. Now, to complete the Imperial succession, you must relinquish your crown here in the throne room. The Archbishop of the Church of Seiros would normally act as witness, but my professor will fill that role instead.
So here's something that kind of confuses me, though. On other routes, how does this happen? Obviously she can't get Rhea to do it since she completely hates Rhea and wants to make an enemy of her. Who witnesses the succession if Byleth doesn't?
Edelgard.
From this day forward, the weight of the Empire's future shall rest upon my shoulders. All that I do will be for the benefit of the people of Fodlan.
Edelgard von Hesvelg, the crown is yours. By the covenant between the red blood and the white sword, and by the double-headed eagle upon your head, I hereby pronounce you the new Emperor.
So, the main reason why I want to show this scene, if you played Kingdom Hearts, this guy's voice actor is unmistakable. That's Xemnas. Or, George C. Cole, aka Paul St. Peter. I think Paul St. Peter's his real name. I think George C. Cole is the pseudonym. But yes, Edelgard's dad is voiced by Xemnas. Make of that what you will.
Are you prepared to take those responsibilities as your own?
In accordance with the ancient covenant, and in keeping with the Hresvelg legacy, I swear that upon this throne, I shall use my reign to lead Fodlan to a new dawn and achieve peace for all.
At the cost of a lot of deaths.
The Imperial succession is complete. My daughter, I regret that I could not do more for you. When you were stolen away to the kingdom, when the Prime Minister did those horrible things, I could only watch in horror.
I understand, Father. In those dark times, your eyes and your fists were my salvation. Within your eyes, I saw true care, and upon your fists, clenched tight with indignity, I saw the blood that dripped and fell. Even as I bled, I felt that you too must also be bleeding.
Your Majesty, you must not leave your sleeping chambers in your condition. Ah, Edelgard. I did not expect to find your highness here.
And this is the second reason why I want to show this scene. This guy is basically Oliver 2.0.
Prime Minister, you have misspoken. I am no longer your highness, but rather your majesty.
Impossible!
It is true. Edelgard is the new emperor of the Adrestian Empire. We will summon the officials and prepare an ordinance at once. And you, Prime Minister,
are dismissed. It will be some time before you are allowed to make contact with the outside world again.
No! How can this be? Understood, Your Majesty.
That's also Ferdinand's father, by the way.
Edelgard, my dear Elle, I leave the fate of Fodlan in your capable hands.
And yeah, Dimitri's not the only one to call her Elle.
Father. Thank you for staying by my side, Professor.
Also, thank you, random Empire soldier, for standing by her side. I wonder who that guy is, but I just found it always funny there was just that random Empire soldier in the background of most of those scenes.
Now that I'm the Emperor, it's time to grasp my destiny. After the ceremony at the Holy Tomb, I must return to Enbar. This may be the last we see of each other. We are out of time, my teacher. Everyone is waiting for us. We must go.
Okay, so now there's a chance that Ash might come for me for recruitment during this time. I don't think he did. I'm gonna have to wait for him to join in the next month, because yeah, I've been spamming tea time on Ash to get him to join because I may have seen a spoil. I don't know the circumstances of it, but I do know that Ash is a required kill on the church route if you don't recruit him. So I've kind of been spamming tea to try and recruit him.
Did you call me? Oh, this is my favorite tea. Do you, have sugar? Lots, please.
Yeah, I had a feeling seeing as she likes sweet things.
I am grateful.
By the way, I am terrible at guessing Ash's tea time answers. I had to reset so many times for his tea times just to get him up to a B support.
So sweet. Anything is fine.
Huh. Oh, wow, really? Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of her supports at all. I do vaguely know her backstory by this point, though. Let's just say there's a reason why she's Edelgard's only support option outside of her house. So, I'm not going to be showing this entire chapter, but conflict in the Holy Tomb is a bit different on the Black Eagle's routes. And by a bit, I mean actually quite a lot different. And honestly, I definitely prefer the way the reveal is handled on Blue Lions. Apparently, even Golden Deer lacks the full cutscene for it.
Are you surprised, Professor? To think that there was such a vast space beneath the monastery all this time.
I'll just be skipping past lines that aren't changed from the other route.
It's hard to imagine that any of these enormous contraptions are of this world. This is where the goddess... It is Professor. So, sit...
I do realize something though, I have not actually unlocked Rhea's C support at this point on this route, and that might be a bad thing if that prevents...
Don't move, any of you. If you move, your lives will be forfeit.
Stop right there.
So yes, on this route, Edelgard actually confronts you directly here, and turns out Metodony is just as random and irrelevant as he is on the other routes. He still shows up out of nowhere with zero foreshadowing.
Thank you ever so much for guiding us this far. The Imperial Army will now take possession of everything in the Holy Tomb.
He's also voiced by Todd Harbicorn.
What's the Imperial Army doing here?
Wait, does he work for the Flame Emperor?
So the Flame Emperor is connected to the Empire. I never thought that possible.
Linhardt, really? The Emperor is... Oh no, the Emperor is connected to the Empire. I never would have guessed.
Edelgard, did you know about this?
Yes. In fact, I gave the order. I am the Flame Emperor.
That's not true. That's impossible! I mean...
I guess that's the end of play at school, Lady Edelgard. I mean, Your Majesty.
Get to work, everyone. The crest stones belong to us now. And take those filthy bones, too.
Insolence! You will atone for the sin of trampling on this holy resting place. Professor, destroy these villainous traitors who dare dishonor our creator.
Wait, what's the meaning of this, Edelgard?
You made use of us? Why?
I'm sorry, my teacher. I cut this path, and now I must follow it.
Yeah, wow, okay, I'm just looking at this. Look at the expressions on the students' faces here. Dorothea is sad. Ferdinand and Linhardt are angry. Petra is also sad, and I can't really tell how Bernadetta is feeling. It's just interesting the attention to detail put into that.
My friends, I ask that all of you stay back. It is not my intention to fight you.
So here's the thing, she says this, but...
By order of the Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard von Hresvelg, I command you to collect the crest stones. If anyone attempts to stop us, kill them.
So like, yeah, stand back, I don't want to fight you, but, you know, if anyone stands in their way, kill them. Yeah, because that's totally fine. Anyway... So, regardless of what route you choose to take after this, you still actually have to fight Edelgard here, and it's actually Edelgard, not the Flame Emperor. The boss of this chapter is Unmasked Edelgard, and I think she has barely less speed than she did for me, which was playable. Also, her charm suddenly got ridiculously high out of nowhere. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't I say that last time? She's mastered Flame Emperor, but I have no idea like what mastery skill she got out of that. So apparently, this class description got data mined, and so a lot of people spoiled themselves on this unintentionally. Anyway, he's still here. So this chapter's pretty much the same as it is on Blue Lions, and I know that because I've actually beaten the chapter before off camera, because I wanted to look at a little bit of Crimson Flower and just see how that route begins. One thing that I found out while doing that is that you don't actually have to kill the enemies to count as protecting the crest stones. As long as nobody escapes with a crest stone, you still get the reward for saving them all. So in case you wanted to get an idea of what my army looks like at this point, Byleth, he went through Mercenary on this route, and he's now Enlightened 1. I have Ignat, who's an Assassin. Dorothea is my Dancer. I would have made Lorenz a Dancer if I could, but he joined one chapter too late. Petra is now a Pegasus Knight, which might not be great, but I don't know, it's kind of her canon class and heroes. Ferdinand is a Paladin and a little bit kind of average all round. Lorenz is gonna get way better once he gets access to Dark Knight, or I could just make him a magic class now. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with him in the end. Because yeah, his speed kind of sucks as a Paladin right now, and his crest is useless when not in a magic class. Bernadetta is, as you can see, she did not end up that great for me in this run, although she does get pass out of her hidden talent. Linhardt, he's on my other route, he's fine. Caspar is, like, he's a little weaker and a bit faster than he normally is, but this time I actually made him a brawler straight up. Hanneman's here, Manuela's here, Flane's here. By the way, if you are actually going the Crimson Flower route, this is the last chance you have to use Flane. She'll be gone forever after this chapter. And I actually did get Lysithea, and it's interesting, I've heard that if you start with her, her Crest of Gloucester doesn't get revealed until later on, but I recruited her a bit later on, so she starts out with that. Anyway, yeah, her stats look kind of crazy, I'm looking forward to using her. Marianne as well, she's actually kind of a decent stat spread for a Cleric type class, and she has Silence, which might be useful. And I also have you, who is basically Perfect Bow Knight slash, sort of a better version of Ferdinand right now. So that's everyone. I'm not going to be showing the actual chapter itself, but I think I might actually try and show... I'm hoping that all the Black Eagles have special boss conversation with Edelgard. I don't think they will, but I'm hoping, so it's just wishful thinking at this point. Oh, of course, elephant in the room, you don't get access to Hubert and Edelgard for this chapter, even if you plan on going the Crimson Flower route. Okay, these enemies don't actually seem to aggro onto anyone, they just go straight for the crest stones.
Oh no.
I am Ferdinand von Eyck. Stay focused.
Hi, I'm Ferdinand von Stay Focused.
I have an idea.
That's oddly polite. I have an idea, and that idea is to burn you to death. Okay, it looks like the map shows you which crest stones have been stolen and which haven't been. Okay, guess Edelgard starts moving after you provoke the other guy. How many I have 9 Divine Pulses. And peaceful music again. Yeah, I find that she does really like to use her Raging Flames gambit, which is going to be a bit of a problem here, but... because everyone up there is going to get immobilized now.
Despite what I said, I have no intention of killing you.
Like, I'm sorry, like, what? You said straight up at the start, if anyone resists, kill them, and now you're saying, oh, actually, no, I take that back.
So why not stand down and get out of my way? We won't hold back.
Okay, so no special boss dialogue with Ferdinand, which is kind of interesting considering Ferdinand's sort of like a rival to her, or at least he considers himself one. I still wish the Flame Emperor got their own battle theme and not just the those who stood in the dark. Oh, that's annoying. Theme. Does Bernadetta have a special boss conversation? No. Does Petra have a special boss conversation? No. Yeah, you think you'd take this reveal pretty badly. I wonder if I could potentially get Dorothea in for one. I have to rewind back pretty far.
So shady.
No? Okay.
Stop me.
Oh.
Damn it.
Okay, thank you Holy crap! Luckiest 1 HP enemy survival ever. I have never been more thankful that an enemy survived an attack on 1 HP in my entire life. Wow. I'm so glad that happened, because you see what would have happened if she had KO'd Edelgard, then I would have been forced to restart the chapter if I didn't want Ferdinand's defeat to stick. So, yeah. Thank you, 1 HP survival. That was... oh, I'm so relieved. Well, this is sort of fitting.
So, the end has come.
Okay, so here's where the route split really happens. If you want to play all the routes of the game, I'd recommend keeping a save file from here.
Disappointed me, Edelgard. To think that a descendant of House Hresvelg would dare betray the Holy Church.
So, it is my teacher who stands in my way. I always knew it would come to this.
Professor, kill Edelgard at once. She is a danger to all of Fodlan. Such a rebellious heart cannot be allowed to keep beating.
So now, the game is actually telling the truth. This is going to be the point where the routes branch. And honestly, I don't like the way this decision is framed. When I'd heard of this, I thought it was Edelgard just asking you, do you side with me or not? And you'd get to choose yes or no. It's a bit annoying that having to say no to siding with her means agreeing to execute her on Rhea's orders, which I also don't agree with. But, and again, like, how this is framed as, like, to a lot of players, like, this would be the most, you know, quote-unquote nice choice, but it leads to Edelgard basically violently taking over the entire continent, which is something that I still, regardless of her intentions, I just don't believe in a future that's built on that much violence. I don't think that can ever be called a bright future, so I'm sorry, but I don't like this option, but I have to go with it to choose this route.
I will withdraw, for now. Come, Hubert.
To flee is futile, wicked girl. The Church of Seros will raise its entire army against you until you have been captured and punished.
Okay, so that's exactly the same as the Blue Lion's route. So yeah, so I have seen the very start of Crimson Flower, and if you agree to support Edelgard right there, Rhea actually goes dragon immediately. Edelgard reveals that Rhea is the lead of a group of monsters that have been manipulating Fodlan for centuries. You think you could have put that in your manifesto? Just saying. Like, if you knew that the whole time, why didn't you tell that to people? And Rhea instantly becomes a literal and figurative monster.
You have defiled the holy tomb, dishonored the goddess, and humiliated your brethren. That crime will never come, Professor. Let us return and decide.
Okay, so that's all exactly the same as the Blue Lion's
Edelgard
route.
and Hubert have disappeared. They will surely return to the Empire.
But this obviously isn't.
The Knights have been dispatched to search and investigate. If there is any movement, we will know.
So from what I've heard, Seteth kind of becomes the main character for this route, and since I really like Seteth, that's definitely not a bad thing to me.
We cannot ignore the possibility that there will soon be open hostilities between us and the Imperial Army. When that happens, are you prepared to fight your own? If you wish to return to the Empire, I will not stop you. That is your choice to make.
If Edelgard is acting afoul, then we have no choice but to strike her down.
It's up to us to stop them. We have a war on our hands.
I have no interest in fighting, not even for her. And yet...
How are we supposed to decide just like that? 80, Hubie, I'm sorry about this, but I'm siding with the professor. Her doings are wrong. It is our duty to make everything right.
I am sure you all have much on your mind. I encourage you to confer with your professor and make a decision. You have until the fighting commences.
I like that Seteth still gives them that option.
Professor, I am depending on your strength for the safety of Fodlan.
The leaders of the church have misused its creed to
Okay, so I'm
fulfill
pretty
their
sure this is all
desire
exactly the same as the
to
Blue Lion's
rule
route.
the world. They have fooled the people of Fodlan.
But now is a good time to mention this scene right here, which I kind of consider to be the signature scene of the pre-time skip arc, honestly. Not on Edelgard's route at all. Like, she just says, oh, we've just sent our manifesto to everyone, and it all just happens off screen. I think this scene is really important so that you get a feel for her motivations, but you just totally skip it on that route. She kind of explains to you various parts of it, but I still think this scene is really important to the story.
I cannot believe it. Let us recount the situation as it stands, Professor. After you returned from the Holy Tomb, the Adrestian Empire declared war upon the Church of Seros, as well as our allies. Edelgard demanded her own father relinquish the throne, and then assumed the position of Emperor.
Okay, so you know how that happened if you went this route and saw that one scene. It wasn't anywhere nearly as forceful as I thought it was.
She has deemed the Church of Seros to be an evil of this world, and is calling upon the people of Fodlan to help her tear it down. I must discuss our response to this declaration with the Archbishop, after the Knights return from their investigation. Until then, watch over the students. See that they remain calm.
Yeah, their house leader just currently declared war on them. They're probably pretty shaken right now. Oh, please tell me I have time to recruit Ash. I probably do.
Unforgivable. I cannot fathom that the Adrestian Empire would embark on such a violent course of action.
Yeah, that's actually my thoughts exactly.
The fault is my own. I failed to see the wickedness within Edelgard's heart. She plotted with ill-meaning strangers to achieve her own ambitions and defiled the Holy Tomb.
Yeah, regardless of what you think of her goals, she still willingly cooperated with those who slither in the dark, even though she constantly says that she doesn't like them and wants to destroy them. She still helped their atrocities happen.
If that is not wicked, what is? Or perhaps her ambitions are even grander than we know. Perhaps she is planning to make herself a false deity by demonizing the Church of Seros.
You know, why do I get the feeling that line's going to be a little bit ironic? Because I'm pretty sure false deity is exactly what Rhea is.
Adrestia received its very name through a divine oracle. To injure the goddess is a sin most foul that shall not be forgiven, nor forgotten. We must stop the Empire, and quickly.
I have returned, Rhea.
Welcome back, Shamir. Were you able to discern the Empire's movements?
Their main troops are marching towards Garreg Mach. It is said that they will join forces with Edelgard's army and arrive within 2 weeks.
2 weeks? That is not enough time. It will require all of our efforts just to prepare our defenses before then. We must send notice to all surrounding villages at once. We must order the residents of Garreg Mach to flee for their lives.
It will be done.
So I don't think Shamir is in this scene on the Blue Lions route.
Professor, listen closely. If our enemy invades the monastery, I will have no choice but to stand upon the battlefield. If something happens to me, I am entrusting my sacred duties to you.
Yeah, we now know that, yeah. Well, actually, I wonder what's going to happen on this route, because she disappears from all plot relevance on the Blue Lions route after this, so I guess something did happen to her, just not what I was expecting. We know she doesn't die here, though.
You must have guessed it by now. The truth of who you are.
Actually, not really.
Perhaps I should say, your lost memories are surely beginning to return.
And we didn't find out anything about that on the Blue Lions route, so hopefully we do now.
I have acted all these long years as a mere proxy for you. But the duty is yours, and yours alone. Only you can lead the people of Fodlan.
Rhea, please. You must tell me all that you know. I beg of you. That one is the progenitor god. Am I correct?
In a sense. Our dear professor is. In time, the vessel will become one with...
I see. I trust.
I ask that you help our friend. I am waiting and hoping for the moment when
I understand.
Lady Rhea, brother, I will do my part as well.
Flame! You owe your life to the professor after all.
You have my gratitudes as followers of the progenitor.
Okay, so I'm not going to be showing, likely not going to be showing this chapter, because I feel like it's pretty much the same as it is on all routes besides Black Eagles. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep save reloading abusing for this week to see if I can recruit Ash. Actually, hang on a second. I want to see what everyone in the monastery says.
I have had the arrival of a letter from Edelgard. She is asking that I join her side. She is making the decision. No, she is deciding if Bridget is a friend or an enemy of the Empire. But my choice is not to be friends. My choice is to fight with you. Bridget is not a friend of the Empire. We will not be following again. We will be ready to fight with you instead.
So this is interesting, because how Bridget treats the Empire entirely depends on which route you pick here. It seems like Bridget completely remains loyal to the Empire if you side with Edelgard, and Petra's totally okay with it. It's like, it's kind of interesting. Petra, like, no matter what route you choose, is completely fine, even though that seems a bit mutually contradictory. Okay, let me just check something as well with the roster. Yep, Catherine, Shamir, and Cyril are automatically on our side now. As well as Seteth. So, yeah, I did read that you automatically recruited Cyril if you go this route, but I didn't realize you automatically got... I just thought that Catherine and the others would be available. I didn't think you'd automatically get them, but I guess since now's your last chance to recruit them, it makes sense they just hand them to you. Okay, so from what I've heard, if you're playing any route besides Blue Lions, you really want to talk to Dimitri now.
I'll have that girl's head. Just you wait.
That is the only indication of Dimitri's revenge obsession on routes besides his own.
Professor.
So he is not automatically recruited.
No, I will do whatever I can. Excellent, no matter.
But you can just straight up recruit him now if you want. And I've heard that he's actually available even on Edelgard's route. But if you don't recruit him and you go Edelgard's route, he gets very, very angry.
Half of 6 great noble families have declared their support for Edelgard. Of the other 3, Lord Vestra was assassinated. Hubert, his son, will succeed him. Bernadetta's father, Count Varley, is under house arrest. And my father, he was stripped of his role as Prime Minister. As a result, House Eyre has lost all of its power, all of its lands. We have lost everything.
Okay, so there's a little bit more context for this on this route.
What do I do?
I think I just realized something.
Hey there.
You, I believe, have the same voice and appearance as Blilda. Maybe Blilda was the blacksmith the whole time! And maybe it's short for Blacksmith Hilda. And she was hidden in plain sight. Only revealing herself at the best possible moments.
You have a good eye, a pleasure you have a good eye, a pleasure doing you have a good eye, a pleasure you have a good eye, a pleasure you have a good eye, a pleasure come again.
I am worried that I'll miss out on some certain things post-timeskip if I don't get Reyes C support now, so...
Excuse me, how are you?
Dragons like gems, right?
I appreciate.
Oh.
I appreciate.
It'd be so funny if you like the watering can more. Oh, she doesn't like spices.
Oh, I adore them.
Of course you would adore that.
I appreciate.
It would have been really funny if you liked the hunting knife. No. Oh, no! Oh, that's bad. Oh, no! Oh! Because I think her higher tier supports are only available on this specific route, so if I miss that, I can't, like... Oh, that's really annoying.
If you can fight, pick up a weapon. Everyone else, hurry up and evacuate. We have the goddess's protection on our side.
Professor, are you ready? Well, hurry up. I don't need to tell you that the situation is dire. We have some support troops from the local nobles, but the army we're facing is immense. No matter how you look at it, we're at a disadvantage. To make matters worse, the enemy is being led by Edelgard. You know well how extraordinary she is.
Of course we know, but we can't let her get away. Also, please cease your unwarranted glaring. We don't deserve your judgment.
My father was removed from his role as Prime Minister, and is still under house arrest in the Imperial capital. As his successor, it is my duty to stop her.
The way she's going about all of this is wrong. It's up to us to help her realize that.
I won't be following her, but I won't run away either. Adie's going to come at us with all she's got, and that's a lot. That means we need to fight her with all of our might, too.
She is one who has strength. That has certainty. But we have strength also. We will not be losing.
I shall fight with all that I have. It is an honor to fight alongside each of you.
You students really have guts, don't you? Though I suppose I can't call you students anymore. You're now part of our order. You have our support and our gratitude. Professor, I'm counting on you. Go ahead and take the lead. These kids, they look up to you. I guess that goes without saying. Just look in their eyes and you can see it. If we all make it through this, let's meet again. Good luck out there!